I really want to use this as a living, breathing source of inspiration. I would literally have to climb up on top of the table in order to get to like any part of this. So this is the first time that I'm really trying to use this bulletin board how I originally intended it.
Hi, I'm BB. Come along with me as I update this giant board in my studio, aka my basement. For quite some time now, I have felt uninspired by this space, not wanting to spend any extra time down here because it has been full of stuff. My tables have been crumbling in on me, and I feel like I have to push the piles out of the way in order to do anything. So I finally carved out some time, got some inspiration on how I could organize this space and make the best use out of it. That meant getting rid of several of the tables that I have and building shelves instead. So I will update you more on that studio refresh soon and take you on a little studio tour. But for now, I thought it'd be really fun to film and talk through this process as I go on how I'm going to make this board everything that I envisioned it to be from the very beginning. Before I talk you through my thought process as I go along, make sure you hit subscribe, hit that like button, maybe even leave a comment down below. It's amazing how much those small things can really help me out and continue to make videos for you, which by the way, are now coming back on a regular-ish schedule.
So this is the first time that I'm really trying to use this bulletin board how I originally intended it when I bought it. So I've had tables up in front of this until now, so it never really was what I hoped it could be, where I could change things out, put things up that inspired me. I would literally have to climb up on top of the table in order to get to like any part of this. The only part that I could really get to was like right over here. It more just became a place where I put things that I didn't know where to put anywhere else. So I really want to use this as a living, breathing source of inspiration where I make a piece of paper and I love it and I want to remember it and do more like that, then I can just slap it up on the board and I can keep seeing it and be inspired. Some of these are finished pieces, but most are works in progress or just like little scraps. This hoop right here, I started probably over 2 years ago. And this is as far as I got. I actually really like it right now with the negative space. So maybe it just needs a little bit more work. But putting it up here reminds me how much I love this project. And the more I actually see it, the more I'll be inspired to actually finish it. And that's kind of how I'm going about putting things up on my board. I gathered some papers that inspired me, some paint palettes. I have some swatches going on, some letterpress things. This is a little actually like a supply wrap roll up here. So it's actually a useful thing. So if I wanted to use it, I could take it off and use it. But right now, I get to enjoy the pretty fabric of it. I'm really trying not to overthink this. And I know I always say that sort of thing, but I find on something like this, I do put a lot of pressure on myself because I want it to be aesthetic and useful at the same time. So I'm trying to just make quick decisions and put things up knowing that I can keep changing this. I'm even putting up swatches for like my current palette I'm working on, which is these pinks and oranges. So I know that these will probably come off and go back up multiple times. So I want to not have anything too permanent on here that I feel like I can't get rid of it or move it, or say I really like this and I want to make a book cover out of it. I could just take that off and then it's ready to be used. This is from my class stitched art card, and so those samples are up here. Those actually might stay living up here, we'll see. My instincts were to do like a complete color palette across this whole thing, but I want to give myself the room to be able to keep changing this as I go along. So I know if I just put up the colors I'm working on right now, I would have like this internal struggle when I was ready to move on from them, but I like the way that the board looks. So this way I can kind of include a lot of my major color palettes I work in, not doing any like specific like ombre or rainbow here, but kind of just having it lead in naturally one to another. And I know different times of the year, I'm more inspired by different things. So over here, this is a much more fall type feeling. This is the paint palette I used for my in-person retreat out in Oregon. I still have plans to put resin on this and make it like a full tray, but for now, might as well put it up here and it will keep reminding me that I want to do that project. I bought the supplies in order to do it, so it's actually much more likely now to get done now that it's hanging here versus like going in and being stored in a pile of other stuff. The same with this canvas piece here. It's not in a done state. It's the techniques that I taught for the in-person retreat. But I think I want to actually make this into a wall hanging where I add stitching and other things to it. So putting it up here is going to keep it in my line of sight and remind me that I want to keep exploring that concept. I think I'm going to put up one of these canvases too. So I've really been inspired to piecework my canvases and then work it like I would a big canvas. And so I think I want to keep one of these up here as a reminder that I want to continue to work on that when I have time. So it can continue to inspire. Let's see, this one is quite big. I think that's why I had it kind of draped before, which I don't mind that look, actually. So maybe let's see if it fits over here. I kind of like the draped look because it adds a lot of volume to a flat board. It adds in that 3D sort of effect. There we go. I'm trying to make everything so it can come off the board easy too. Like a couple things I am layering up, but hopefully it wouldn't have to be too much to be like removed in order to get back in and work on something. This is another project that is like 90% done, although I don't really ever know what it was going to be, but I think I could make a wall hanging out of it. And so I want to keep that in my line of sight too, as it's just really cool stitching. Here, let me get you a close up here. Really cool stitching. And I want to finish. I want to do something with that. So this is a good place for me to have it up. Let's see. This is another one that's in progress, and so I really do want to keep it where I'm looking at it more often. I also have clusters from my 100-day projects, and I think this would be a really fun place to put some of them up. It's very hard to pick favorites. I also have these little like clothespin um, ones that stick into the bulletin board. They're not the highest quality, but they do work. That's for if I don't want to poke a hole in something, or if it's like a little bit weightier maybe. I tried to keep my choosing as simple as, does it spark inspiration right now? And if the answer was like, maybe I like it, then I don't put it up. But if it's like, oh, there's something about that that I really like, I try to find a spot for it on the board. And again, constantly reminding myself that this is going to be an evolving board.
Thank you so much for coming along with me as I redo this board. And I'm happy to say, even since this has been filmed, which was not that long ago, I have changed a few things on the board. So I am fulfilling my dream of having it be evolving, changing, and continuing to inspire. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you're notified of the next video. Thank you guys so much for spending a little time with me. Have a great day. See you next time.